If you work construction, if you work HVAC, if you're a landscaper, sometimes you have to spend a considerable amount of time outdoors.
Yeah, we saw a lot of them working today. Ardelia Gonzalez is right along the Key Bridge with more on how these workers really maneuver on a day like today. Hey, Dee.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't have the option to be indoors. We're a little closer to the ground here than Matthew, live on the Key Bridge, and you can actually see Georgetown University behind me. And this is, in fact, the best view that we've had of those buildings all day. It seems like the haze that's hovered over us has lifted just a little tiny bit. But, you know, if you spent more than 20 minutes, more than 30 minutes outdoors, and a lot of folks that I talked to today spent a whole day, whole 8-hour shift outdoors, a KN95 or 95 mask was a must. We started our day in Northwest DC, where crews were pulling an 8-hour shift outdoors on this code purple day.
Oh my God, it's real bad, yes.
Yeah.
But somebody got to do it.
Foreman Rolando Velasquez says between the air and the asphalt, a mask is the best way to battle through the elements. He's learned his lesson after all. He says he skipped the mask yesterday, only to wake up to a dry and irritated throat.
I feel the difference, yes. That's why I'm using it today.
Tell me what it's like to be out here.
It's kind of, rough, you know, but we got to do what we got to do.
Our next stop took us across the DC-Maryland border to Bethesda, where mail carriers masked up to deliver the day's letters and landscapers wore masks and worked quickly to groom the garden. Our last stop took us over the hazy heights of the American Legion Bridge to Arlington, where you needed more than a hard hat to be at this construction site. And just a block away, we met Keith Dixon.
I'm drinking my tea right now, but I'm heading inside now.
Who works for Block by Block, spending most of his days beautifying the Roslyn area.
When you gotta work, you still gotta pay the bills, but you know, they still give us like breaks and stuff to come inside to get fresh and stuff like that. So
that's ironic. That's ironic. That's ironic. You're going inside to get fresh air.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, right?
Absolutely crazy, folks going inside to get fresh air, but not to be outdone by Matthew's amazing view. Here we are, the Washington Monument. It's looking a bit better. You know, that is a shining light and a beacon here in the Washington area, and we can finally see her in, well, just a bit of her majesty. Not totally clear. The Georgetown waterfront, we're getting a better view of that as well. Listen, the Key Bridge around dinner time, right after work, lots of folks are usually out here cycling, walking, jogging. We're seeing a lot of cyclists with masks on, but not nearly as packed as it normally is on what would usually be a beautiful summer evening here in Washington, D.C. So even though the mayor of Washington, D.C. emergency management asking folks to limit their activities, we know a lot of folks don't have that option and are working outdoors. And so again, a mask and lots of water are their best friends. Les, Zoe, back to you.
Yeah, you spent a whole day out there too, Delia, so it's time to get some water and go inside too. We're looking out for you and our colleague who's behind the camera as well.
I was about to say, it's pretty telling that she could find a spot on the Key Bridge at 5:08.
You can never do that most summer nights here in Washington. All right, Dee, great job out there.